Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Welcome to our podcast, and today my name is Muhammad Azman bin RAMLI, and with me is...
Hi, my name is MOHAMAD ZAFRI bin FAZLEAZRUL.
My name is SYAZWAN bin SHARIAE.
Hai, nama saya Muhammad RUKNU, DAULAH bin SAMION.
Okay, my name is Cik Muhammad SHAHIREY bin SEMAN.
So, together today we are here to talk about our most memorable vacation lah kan. So today we first one to start up is AIMAN ZAFRI lah. So Aiman,
Yes.
take it away.
Okay. So the most memorable vacation for me is hiking Trans-Nanning with my friend at Negeri Sembilan. That is conquering 7 mountain peaks in the single hike. So the peak I managed to climb were Gunung Datuk, Gunung Rembau, Gunung Gagak, Gunung 701, Gunung 705, Gunung Tampin Utara and Gunung Tampin Selatan. It took me around 14 hours to complete all 7 summits. We started hiking as early 3:30 a.m. and by 5 a.m. We had already reached at the first peak, which is the Gunung Datuk. After a short 15-minute break, we continue our journey toward the second summit. About an hour into the hike, we stopped to perform our subuh prayer, then resume the climb. At 7:12 a.m., we reach at the second peak, Gunung Rembau. After a quick photo session, we push forward and arrive at the third peak, Gunung Gagak, at 8:37 a.m. Without wasting much time, we continue straight forward Gunung 701, and by 10 a.m., we were standing proudly on the fourth peak. From there, we descended for about 1 hour and 30 minutes until we reach at Camp Ultra, where we rest for an hour. At Camp Ultra at 12 p.m., we set off again, this time toward the fifth peak, Gunung 705. This was where the real challenge began, because heavy rain rolled down, soaking us completely and turning the trail into the slippery muddy terrain. After 2 hours of climbing in the rain, we finally reached at the top of Gunung 705. Then I pushed myself to continue the sixth summit, Gunung Tampin Utara, which took another hours of tough climbing. Without resting, I'm carry on the final peak, Gunung Tampin Selatan, arriving at 4 p.m. From there, we descended straight away to escape the rain. Finally, reached the trail exit at Pintu Rimba by 5 p.m. In the end, satisfaction of the conquering all the 7 peaks of Trans-Nanning in one day was truly unforgettable. So that's from me. So anyone have question?
Yeah, thank you Aiman for your story there. So I have a question. What was the most challenging part of your hike during Trans-Nanning tu?
Okay, for me, the most challenging part during hiking was definitely the continuous heavy rain. It made our clothes and shoes heavier, and the muddy, slippery trail added to the difficulty.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Okay, next up we have SYAZWAN SHARIAE for your story. Okay, SYAZWAN, take it away.
Okay, hello. Morning guys.
Morning.
So, my name is SYAZWAN bin SHARIAE. Today, I would like to share story about my memorable vacation. My most memorable vacation has to be the time when I went on a hiking trip at Gunung Besar Hantu in Jelebu. We start our journey to Gunung Besar Hantu at 12 a.m. in the morning, and we arrived at around 2:30 a.m. Then we begin our preparation and started our hike up the mountain at 3 a.m. Gunung Besar Hantu is 1,400 meter high, and the hike trail is around 10.5 kilometer up. It took us 6 hours to reach the summit of the mountain, and then during the hike I saw many exotic plants and wildlife in the mountain that I have never seen before. And then we cross rivers and steep stone to get to our first stop, which was Camp Orchid. There we pray subuh prayer and stargaze for around 30 minutes. Then we continue our hike to the summit of the mountain, which was 4 kilometers away. The trail to the summit was not an easy trail, since it was the steepest part of the mountain. When we reached the summit, we saw an amazing view of mountain in Jelebu. So, and then we put out our cooking gear and started to prepare our ready to eat meal pack and rested for an hour before we going down the mountain. So this was the first and highest mountain that I have climbed in my life. That's why it is my most memorable vacation.
Azman. So, anyone has any question, girl?
Hi, Johan. I have one question about your vacation. So, how were you feeling after the hike?
I feel relief as I had released because I had released my stress during the hike with my friends, and also seen the many beautiful nature such as the rivers, the trees, and the most importantly, the night sky filled with stars. So
Azman. Okay. So next up we have Muhammad RUKNU lah, DAULAH for your story. Okay.
Okay. So I went to hiking East Kapas Island. The journey was too thrilling and exciting. I start by hiking around 8 in the morning, and so I went to road trail and had to touch them. So firstly, I was to touch. Along the way, I found a river stream with clear crystal water was to shooting. I rest there for a while and had a deep breath of the fish. A possible will enjoy sat around the rocky river bed. After an hour, I finally reached to the top the hill. The view was so spectacular that I could see that whole view of the island from this one spot. I have never seen something as beautiful as this in my entire life, and that is why this vacation was the most more memorable to me.
Thank you for your story. Apa RUKNU? Okay. Anyone has any question?
so I don't know. I have one question for you. So how did you get to this island?
By reading a small boat from the Mara Jetty, the boat ride to us around 20 minutes, and the price was very reasonable at the time. Okay.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Okay. So now next up we have SHAHIREY for your story.
Hello.
Hello.
For my most memorable vacation is my family trip to Port Dickson. We traveled to Port Dickson from Kuala Lumpur by car, and it took us about 1.5 hours to reach Port Dickson. Once we arrived, we instantly checked in to the hotel called Lexus Hibiscus. We booked the hotel for 2 days and 1 night for our date. After checking in and unloading our luggage, we went out to find some restaurant to enjoy the local cuisine. The most sort of food is the most sort of food in Port Dickson has to be the seafood there. We order grilled fish, fried squid, chili crab, and many more. Okay, after we eat, we went to Teluk Kemang Beach to swim and enjoy the local beach scenery. The view was peaceful because of the wave of the sea, and most importantly, the view of the sunset was very beautiful on that day. It has to be the most memorable moment of that trip. Okay, at night we cashed out on our hotel bed and we went to sleep as we were exhausted from the activity we did. On the next morning, we ate our breakfast at the hotel banquet hall. They have served us nasi lemak, baked bread, sandwich, and many local Malaysia kuih. And then we checked out from the hotel and went to the museum nearby called Museum Tentera Darat. We saw many historical items such as old military weapon and uniform. There even a decommissioned tank in the museum for display. The museum was very interesting to us as we learned a lot about the history of our country. We then head home back in Kuala Lumpur, and this trip was memorable for many reasons, but the most important one was because I was able to relieve the stress of living in a bustling city and was able to find a peace at the sea shore of Port Dickson with my family.
Thank you, Shahirey, for your story. Anyone have any question, girl?
Okay, would you recommend Port Dickson as a destination to anyone who is planning a family trip?
Oh, I highly recommend this place because it is a nice place to visit as you can enjoy the view of the sunset and escape from the life in a busy city with your family.
Thank you for the answer. Okay, so next up is me. But the most memorable vacation has to be that one time that I went on a trip to Cameron Highlands with some of my closest friends. We started our journey to Cameron Highway 7 a.m. in the morning to skip all the traffic that will come later on in the morning. We then took the Tapa Highway exit and entered the further mountain, where there was a lot of cars. And we thought we had driven out early, but apparently there's more people who are earlier than us. It took us a long time to drive up to even the nearest town in Cameron. We took a short break in Brinchang and ate at a nearby restaurant, which is a Chinese Hainan chicken rice shop. That was quite lovely. The food was quite nice, it's not that expensive. And then we continued our grueling drive up the mountain, and our first stop was the Boh Tea Center at Sungai Palas. There, we saw a large-scale tea leaves farm for the first time in our lives, and the view from there was amazing, as we have never seen anything like it in our life before. We could see mountains upon mountains of tea plant, and the air was so refreshing too. We then took the stairs up to the cafe where we ordered cakes and desserts to enjoy. The cake and desserts are slightly expensive than what they usually price, but we don't really care because of the moment. The cake and desserts were slightly expensive. After we ate our cake and desserts, we took several pictures at the balcony of the cafe, and the view from there was still speechless and amazing. After we take several pictures, we then head out to our next destination, which was the Cameron Highland Floral Park. We parked our car at the parking lot and rode a 4x4 truck up a very steep hill to the Flora Park. The ticket to the Flora Park was 50 ringgit, which was slightly expensive, but we didn't really care as well because it was well worth it because of the experience that we got. The Flora Park displays many rare and unique flowers, and that can only be seen there because they can only thrive in cold weather, because these plants cannot survive in normal Malaysian's climate because it was simply just too hot for them. Some of the flowers that we saw are marigold, tulip, sunflowers, lavender, and many more. We took a bunch of pictures together there, and they were so memorable because the flower was so beautiful, and it is nothing like we've ever seen before. After the Flora Park, we went to the local market to get some milk corn that was so famous for being sweet and delicious. The milk corn here is unique as it is freshly picked here compared to the one that was sold in a normal supermarket that has been picked and shipped for a few days, which does not have the freshest taste. And that was my most memorable vacation that I had. It was special to me because it was one of the only few times that I get to go out and spend time with my closest friends. So anyone has any questions, good?
Okay, I got a question. Will you recommend this trip to anyone who is looking forward to go to Camera Island?
Honestly, I would recommend anyone to go to Camera Island, but not on weekdays, because on weekdays not on weekends, because on weekends there's just too many cars there. The road was so jammed, it's so hard to get to the top of the mountain, and basically impossible for you to drive up. So, but if you were to go on weekdays, I would highly recommend that. So that is all for our podcast today lah, guys. Not so much of a podcast lah, but we tried. So thank you for watching, everyone. Have a good day, and assalamualaikum, everyone. Okay, bye bye.
Okay.
Bye bye.